Unbelievable. That's the chairman of the Iowa Republican Party announcing Mitt Romney as the winner of the state's caucus just a few hours ago in a contest that literally went down to the wire. Romney edging out former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum by just 8 votes. Texas Congressman Ron Paul finishing third, followed by Newt Gingrich. The GOP candidates now, of course, move on to New Hampshire, which holds its primary next Tuesday. Romney is expected to get another big boost. Reports are that John McCain, the 2008 GOP nominee, will endorse his campaign today. Let's talk about this a little bit with Vince Morgan, Democratic candidate for New York's 15th congressional district, and Boris Epshteyn, founder and principal of Strategy International. Boris, I guess I want to start with you. Santorum is one that pops out at me. I mean, he's this rise. Is he the paper under the logs, and he'll be really bright and go out very quickly, or is there a sustainable log in the fire here with him?
Well, history of this race has shown that he'd be the first, that he's the paper under the logs. He'll have this meteoric rise, and then he'll have as fast of a fall. Because what's happened so far with Bachmann, with Perry, with Kane, with Newt, is that they've had their moment in the sun, and then all the attention has shifted to them, and they haven't been able to sustain it. I would say that the same thing is going to happen to Santorum. He has not been vetted completely by the national media, and he has not had the attention of the negative campaigning from the other campaigns. So now all the pressure is going to be on him. He has to do well in New Hampshire. Likely won't, because his evangelical values and some of the other things he stands for don't play as well in New Hampshire.
Right.
Romney's going to crush in New Hampshire. At that point, he's got Iowa, he's got New Hampshire, full head of steam going into South Carolina.
So you think that, just quickly before I get to Vince, the takeaway, this strengthens Romney, you think, what happened?
Absolutely.
Last night?
Romney had to finish in the top third. If he was 1, 2, or 3, that'd be a good showing. He finished first. He won Iowa. Right. 2 months ago, he wasn't even in Iowa. He only got in about a month ago. So that's absolutely a big win for Romney. Now,
on the Democratic side, they like as much 3 people going at it and one going up and going down. I mean, in terms of the Obama, the Democratic side, does this still look favorable? A lot of people seem to like the way the Republican process has gone for the Obama chances.
Well, Rick Santorum said it best in his speech last night. He said game on. I think for the Democrats, it is game on. If you told anyone a year ago that Ron Paul, Rick Santorum, and Mitt Romney would be competing for winning the Iowa caucus, people would have thought you were crazy.
Right.
Now it's a situation where I do think Mitt Romney pulled it out. It's actually good for him. He goes to a strength situation now in New Hampshire, and he actually pulls that out. I think this race is going to be over after Florida, before the end of the month.
It very much could be, because what you're looking at now is, first of all, Iowa's historically not been a great predictor.
Right.
H.W. Bush won Iowa in 1980.
Right. Clinton in fourth.
Bob Dole in 88.
Right.
So both the Republican and Democrat. I was a little quirky, and then some other times and the actual nominee did win it. So I was not a great predictor. You look at New Hampshire, which is a better, and then South Carolina is really going to be the end-all and be-all for a lot of these other candidates. If they can withstand the Romney onslaught, maybe they can stay in later, but if not, they're out.
Look for the onslaught to start soon when it comes to the attacks on Mitt Romney, the actual strategic assault on Mitt Romney in his campaign, because I do think that we go to New Hampshire and then he starts pulling away from him. I don't see any other candidate actually stepping up.
Well, they're going to go after, they've already gone after his wealth. You see the stories overnight about how he's just so uber wealthy, he's so out of touch with Americans. That line's coming through.
He's worth, what, $250 million? I mean, you can't really be an everyman and actually have these stories coming out about
but you don't have to be an every. But you don't have to be an every man to be a good leader, and you also don't have to be part, an every man to sympathize with every man and be part of the middle class.
Founder of Bain Capital.
So what is wrong with that?
Yeah, listen. It doesn't mean just because you're worth $250 million doesn't mean you can't empathize with everybody. It does. But I want to just pull back for a second. And Ross, I got to cut in so you can get in a word in edgewise.
Yeah, that's all right. I just want to ask the guys. I was reading something area that said Obama was going to be the winner here because Romney wasn't going to get the quick kill, and there were doubts whether he'd be able to pull the wing of the party with him. But you guys seem to be saying that he will maybe get the quick kill to the nomination.
It could be relatively quick. He will get through New Hampshire. He will then have won 2 contests, go into South Carolina. He could lose South Carolina, but then come back and win Florida. Either way, if you look back at 2008 and what happened there, we as Republicans, having been in the McCain-Palin campaign, thought that because Obama and Hillary went at it for so long, that would hurt them, but it didn't. You know what actually happened is Hillary drudged out a lot of the negative things on Obama early, like Reverend Wright, some of the other issues. We couldn't bring them out later on.
I need to, we're out of time, but I do want to ask you quickly, because you are running for office as a Democrat, do you find it easier running now with what's going on in the economy than you did 6 months ago?
I think that people are looking for differences, and they're looking for people to step up to the plate. So easier? No. I think that people are more open to new options now, and I hope that that continues on.
But gentlemen, I wish
So
we had
do
more,
we.
I wish I had more time to talk about it. It's great talking to Boris and Vince. We appreciate it. Vince Morgan, Democratic candidate for New York's 15th district, and Boris Epstein, founder and principal at Strategy International. Happy New Year. Thanks, guys, for coming on the program. Coming up next, Germany kicking off Europe's debt auctions with a whimper rather than a bang. How will the result feed into the trading day in the United States? We'll discuss it.